you with some long form discussions on these storms that are moving through, and we will continue this with you during the rest of the afternoon hours as we are tracking these storms moving in. The latest that we just got in right now is we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning that is in effect for these areas south and west of Atlanta, down 85 to the south and west of us. This is this brand new severe thunderstorm warning that is in effect, and it's part of this system. Meteorologist Nicole Hartford and I were just talking about how at the bottom of this system we're beginning to see this bowing out a little bit, and that is an indicator of a system that will have some strong winds with it and showing signs that is excuse me, that it is intensifying, and that is what we have out there right now. I want to show you the counties that are included here in this latest severe thunderstorm warning. It'll be in effect for Coweta, Fayette, Meriwether, and Troup counties for this storm. Again, we put that back up there so you can see these areas that we're talking about here. And it is a severe thunderstorm warning. So far, it is in effect mainly for the strong winds that we have in association with this system. We don't see any rotation with it, but again, at any time today, we'll be watching, and this especially this leading edge of the showers and storms that are moving through for any rotation that could develop. So this is going to be in effect until 1:15. The main impacts with this is winds of 60 miles an hour or greater. There's a low risk for any hail in association with this. This is mainly because of the strong winds and the really heavy rain that's moving through as well. I'm going to look here at the timeline here and how fast this system is going, and you'll be able to see what we're talking about here. Let me get the speed of this really quick. We're getting this data coming in here. I'm grabbing it on my phone from the National Weather Service chat, and the latest that we have here is that it is now moving to the east at about 35 miles an hour. So I want to put a track on this for you so you can see what we're talking about here. That leading edge moving generally here to the east. And let me change this here really quick. Ignore that timeline there. And we will see this moving to the east at about 30 to 35 miles an hour. We'll set that right about there. That would take it into Bohannon Crossroad at 12:35. That would be just in about the next 3 minutes. Moreland at 12:45, Brexton at 12:49, up into Sonoy at about 1:07, and then extending outside of this polygon after that. But again, that is that part that we're watching right there with those stronger storms pushing into through parts of Heard County, about to move into Coweta County right now with those heavier showers that will continue moving on in. Here it is in motion. And you can see here that shower activity pushing over to the east. It's been moving very slowly, but as we get in just a little bit tighter here, let me go ahead and put this into motion for you. As we go in a little bit tighter, you can see how Atlanta doesn't have the rain here in our area yet, but it is getting closer to us. We have that heavier rain in Cobb County, more rain and thunder and lightning intensifying a little bit more right now in Paulding County, some of that extending into Bartow, more of these showers in Carroll County where that is extending a little bit more to those areas down to the south here. And then there again is that severe thunderstorm warning that is now into the western parts of Coweta County, this leading edge here, and there it's bowing out right here from Hogansville in the northern parts of Troup County, that bowing out section where you see part of the storm moving out excuse me, a little bit faster than the others. That's an indicator with some of the strong winds that will continue to move on over to the east. So Coweta County is right here. Noonan is right in here. I'm going to show you the Noonan tower cam coming up here in just a second. So you can see the differences of what we're watching here. On the north side, bands of heavy rain, a little more thunder and lightning developing here, but we don't have anything severe out of this on the north side. You can see how that's moving over to the east. The main impacts there, thunder and lightning, heavy rain, and at any time, especially along that leading edge, we could see any stronger storms developing. But again, here to the south, look at that thunder and lightning right here, that bowing out section about to move over Interstate 85. While, excuse me, while we are here, I want to zoom in a little bit tighter, and I just want to check on our velocity mode. even though we don't see anything that looks overwhelmingly concerning out there, we just have to keep an eye on this to see if we see any rotation developing. And as of right now, we don't see any of that developing at this hour. It's just those strong winds mainly in association with this system as it continues pushing on through. I'm going to, I want to put up our tower cams here. Let me see if I can get those up. Well, I won't be able to do that right now, but I'll show you a couple of the tower cams that we have. Before I get to that, here's a look at the bigger picture where you can see North Georgia, yes, getting the rain. You're not included in the tornado watch, but we do have a tornado watch from Atlanta southward, and it's this part of the system. We have another severe thunderstorm warning back into Montgomery, Alabama. We think the southern part is going to be the area that is most likely to see some of those stronger storms. On the north side, things are a little more stable as the rain has already moved through many of those areas and kind of stabilized things just a little bit. Here is that tornado watch that we do have in effect, and it covers much of the metro area. You can see right here, Atlanta, Fulton County, DeKalb County, Gwinnett County, over into Cobb County and Paulding County. That line down to the south, including these areas. I mentioned DeKalb. We have Fayette County, Clayton County included in that as well. Fayette and Clayton here. Henry County, Rockdale, Newton, also over into Douglas County, Carroll County, on down to the south into Coweta, where we have the severe thunderstorm warning now. Hurd, Troop, Meriwether, Pike County, Lamar County, Upson County, Spalding County also included in this tornado watch that is set to expire at 7 o'clock. Now, I don't think that Metro Atlanta will be in this watch all the way up until 7 o'clock. Now, we're still going to have rain around. It's just this leading edge of this system where we have the better chance for some of those storms to turn severe. It is a slow mover, so it's going to be the next few hours we have to watch this very closely. But I really think that much of Atlanta and the metro area will be taken out of that watch before the 7 o'clock expiration time. You can see the level 2 risk here. The Storm Prediction Center has been constantly refining this level 2 risk a little bit. In fact, they've taken all of northwest Georgia not only out of the tornado watch, but also out of the risk areas, that even though it's still raining there, we just don't have a severe weather threat in parts of North Georgia anymore. It's that mainly that leading edge where we'll have to watch for that potential for severe weather. The other thing that really I think is going to be the bigger threat is going to be the potential for flooding. We're going to see some good rain coming in here. On average, maybe 1 to 3 inches. There could be some spots that pick up even 4 to 5 inches of rain with this line of showers moving in, and even storms and showers lingering behind that main leading edge for the rest of the day. So we continue with this weather impact alert that is in effect for our area really through the rest of the afternoon hours, and we're going to watch that line as it continues to move on through, and as it does, it's going to give us a lot of rain, and the severe weather threat will hopefully be diminishing as we continue through the rest of the afternoon hours here. Just know we're watching for heavy rain, strong wind, could be damaging at times. That is the main threat down in Coweta County right now with those storms rolling through. Heavy rain and strong winds. We want you to stay alert throughout the day. We're glad you're watching us here on streaming. Be sure to download our app on your phone as well and put your alerts on so it'll alert you for any severe weather moving in. Also, on your iPhone, the wireless emergency alerts that you find in your settings there, make sure that you have those enabled so that you will get alerts if you are in an area of a warning. That will go out on your phone too. Here's a live look in Rome. We've been keeping an eye on that today. That's where we had the heaviest rain come through earlier. And it's no longer heavy rain in Rome, but the rain is still coming down. It's just the stronger part of the system has moved on through. This is a live look right now at Truist Park. They have postponed the game today between the Braves and the Marlins. They're going to make it up, I think, in August. We have information about that online if you want to find out, if you have tickets, what you're supposed to do with that. But no game at Truist today due to the rain coming in, and we're also watching some of the lightning around too. This is another live view that we have right now. This is at Arizona Avenue, just to the east of the city. We're looking westward toward the downtown and also the midtown area here. Look at these dark clouds as we have the lighter rain coming into Atlanta now, but it is about to get a lot heavier. And we're going to watch the temperatures very closely because this is going to be a big factor as to whether or not our air becomes a little more stable this afternoon with rain-cooled air, or if we see any afternoon heating, especially in these areas on the east side where the rain hasn't come in yet, that could make that leading edge a little more active here. As with warmer air, we get a little more instability developing. So we have 73 in Atlanta right now. Athens is 75, Covington is 75, Peachtree City is 73. But behind that, up in North Georgia, where we've had more of the rain around, that rain-cooled air has cooled things down somewhat. We're at 64 in Marietta, 61 in Canton, 64 in Gainesville, lower 60s in Rome and Dalton. So that cooler air, that rain-cooled air, stabilizes the atmosphere a little bit and takes away a severe weather threat. So as these showers move into Atlanta, before they get here, if these temperatures rise a little bit more, like over in Covington and Athens, where you're in the mid-70s right now, as that line moves in, it's going to be moving into a little more instability. And with that daytime heating, we could still sustain some of those stronger storms around. But once that moves in, that leading edge, we'll see the temperatures cool off a little bit, and then we hope that our atmosphere is going to stabilize somewhat. So over the next 12 hours, pretty much holding in those lower 70s, maybe some upper 60s coming back in with those showers and storms staying with us through the afternoon. And some of those lingering into the evening too, even though we think this evening the severe weather threat is going to be diminished. But that's not the only threat we're going to be watching. With more rain and other bands of heavy rain coming in, we'll have to keep an eye out for any of that flooding around. So you can see here through the afternoon, this leading edge here pushing over to the east of us, more of these pockets of moderate to heavy rain through the late afternoon hours, also into the evening hours where we see these showers, maybe some thunderstorms developing with that, even though we think the severe weather threat will be going down through the evening hours. But still, those pockets of heavy rain will give us a lot of rain that is just going to be piling up on the areas that have already received rain. So low-lying, flood-prone areas will have the potential for
There's a severe thunderstorm warning,
Cobb and Fulton, okay? Nicole just came in to tell me about a new warning, so I'm going to step out here and we'll show you that on the graphics right now, where we have that latest warning that was just issued here, and that's part of that system that you can see there. So this is for South Fulton County, Douglas County, South Cobb County. This part right here is a new severe thunderstorm warning. And Nicole, that was for winds, not was it TOR possible or anything?
No.
Okay.
For winds.
Okay. Sometimes the National Weather Service will issue a severe thunderstorm warning and they'll say TOR possible, meaning that, okay, we see some weak rotation, nothing strong enough for this to be a tornado, and they'll say TOR possible is one of the tags. They are not saying this with these two severe thunderstorm warnings right now. The main thing that we're watching with those right now is the strong wind. Again, for South Cobb County, Douglas County, and Fulton County, western and southern Fulton County. Here's the one down along 85 in Coweta County, moving over the Noonan area right now. Nicole, are you still over there?
Yeah.
When you step over, I couldn't get to my cameras here on Max 5. Will you put, it might be easier in the other room, I'm not sure. If you'll just put Coweta, Noonan, and 58. She's going to put our Noonan camera up in remote 58 so we can get a closer look at that as these showers and storms are moving through Noonan right now. So Douglas County, South Cobb County, also into South Fulton is one warning that we have right now. We also have this other warning on the south side for the stronger storms continuing to push through our area. I'm going to show you here, sorry about that, I'm going to show you here what we're watching with those storms as they continue to move over to the east. I had pointed out here this bowing out section. That's where we have some stronger winds. That's when they issued that first warning. And then we have this part right here, that leading edge with some very strong winds continuing to move through. We're all good with that. Thank you. Continue to move through. I want to show you Coweta County right now on our tower camera on remote 58. And we've got some good rain coming down right now in Coweta County. Heavy rain. The trees are blowing there a little bit. So this is part of that line now in Noonan in Coweta County where the rain is heavier, where we have the stronger winds, and that's where they have issued that severe thunderstorm warning for those spots in Coweta County with that heaviest spot that's moving through right now.
An emergency manager in Coweta County said they currently have a large tree down on a house.
A large tree down on a house right now in Coweta County. That's information coming in from Nicole Hartford, where we're seeing those storms that are strong there on the south side. A large tree on a house in Coweta County. We don't have an exact location on that or anything, but that just goes to show you the strong winds here in association with these storms that are moving on through. So I want to get in tighter to this right now, and I'll break down this warning. We'll query this for you here for the warning. I know I told you the counties, but I want to have it up on the screen as well so you can see for Carroll, Cobb, Douglas, and Fulton. It is really that small part of Carroll, Douglas, a big part of Douglas County, South Fulton County right here, South and West Fulton, and then Southern Cobb County. That is this warning here. That's going to be in effect until 1:15. The one down in Coweta, that includes parts of northern areas of Meriwether County, parts of Troup County, and also in the western parts of Fayette County. That one is also going to be in effect until 1:15 this afternoon. On air? I don't think so. I don't think so yet, unless they say tour possible. Oh, okay, interesting. Okay. All right, so those are the areas that we are watching with those severe thunderstorm warnings that continue to move on through. So we're up to 1245 right now. What we're going to do is we're going to take you back to our maps mode right now. So you can keep an eye on the radar maps, and we're going to transition over to our studio so that we can be prepared to get on the air live if necessary. And we'll continue streaming from our studio coming up in just a little bit. So I'm going to take you to our live mode right now with all of our maps that are on. Keep us here. We'll be on with additional streaming coming up in just a little bit.